never tell me, chew me, sue me, everybody do me, kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride for God's sake. And then I gotta do fulfill this prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone past competition. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never tell me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride for God's sake. And then I gotta do fulfill this prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone past competition. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never tell me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride for God's sake. And then I gotta do fulfill this prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone past competition. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never tell me. Chew me, sue me, everybody do me. Kick me, kite me, don't jump like a bite me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and two children who love me. I am the victim of police brutality. No, I'm tired of being the victim of hate. Remember me, I'm a pride for God's sake. And then I gotta do fulfill this prophecy. Set me free, skinhead dead. Everybody gone past competition. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never tell me. Chew.
May I have your attention, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfink Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right, boss man, fine hold. Fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans, and thank you guys for coming out here. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Stay cool out there. That's what enjoy the race. Get it all done all day long. Get ready to go. Good feeling about today, guys. Stay focused, be smart. You guys have been doing a great job out there really on the outside. Like for nothing other than that, for the rest of the race.
Short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number one as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side wall. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Ooh, and you see damage and scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfink Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number one. Action starting to pick up here off of 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfink Racing League.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon bird singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello and welcome once again to a Tuesday night here in the summertime. This is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the RFL Truck Series. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here by Jacob Williams. It is week number 7, coming off the heels of a back-to-back win in the Batmobile by Jesse Gordon. It will be 70 laps here tonight, 3 sets of tires in the garage, no fast repairs as always, Jacob. Coming off the heels of a great finish where we had 3 wide across that start-finish line. I suspect here tonight it's going to be a little bit more tamed and calm at the rounded oval.
Ooh, I would say tamed and calmed as well. But again, we have another big field this evening. I think about 40 to 42 guys, roughly. And then at that point, you know, the track is, I don't want to say tighter than normal, but you know, on some of these bigger fields, you don't have a lot more, you don't have a lot of room to work with whenever guys start getting loose. So we'll, you know, hopefully they keep the tires underneath them, because I know coming out of 4, watching a lot of guys in practice here lately, been getting pretty loose coming out of 4.
This is a track you really have to be on. Ooh, as we just see a wreck in practice happening right here live on YouTube as everybody's getting a chance to settle in here on a Tuesday night. Green flag right around the corner. It has been a mix of veterans trying to fight with their elbows of the newcomers here in this series. We had one of those guys, I would say a vet, just haven't seen him in a while. Nate Lesko finished really well, but also Jason Corsi, one of our big finishers, Kyle Peacock, was inside that top 10 as well. But one thing that stands out to me, Jacob, with Jesse Gordon going back to back here this season, it was a feat that I didn't think was going to happen here 5 weeks in so far.
No, especially with how much competition is within the field right now. I mean, again, you know, typically last season we were accustomed to seeing Jordan going back to back, you know, and at the moment Ryan Philbrick, I mean, we have not seen him this season. But then even Mr. W Energy himself, John Crosby, going back to back as well. And we have not seen that. So it's interesting to see Jesse Gordon, because again, you know, he is running, you know, hopefully full time with us this season. So we'll see if he will have that turkey luck with him tonight.
Yeah, going for 3 in a row here tonight across those bricks. It looks as though the starting grid is ready to rock and roll here in Indianapolis. Let's get going here. Riding off on the pole position here tonight, one of those newcomers, Thomas Aaron, and he'll be joined on that front row by Colton Miller, rocking a Hot Wheels paint scheme. Row number 2 is going to feature our runner-up last week, Jordan Tross, with Seth Cooper, another newcomer to watch out for here tonight. Row number 3 is going to feature Jeffrey Goodpaster and last week's winner, Jesse Gordon. Row number 4 is going to have Victor Etheridge and Mr. Paul White, who had some heartbreaking luck in last week's race. And row number 5, completing our top 10, we'll have Dakota Reeder and Mr. Consistency himself, Tom Ringer. Take it away, Jacob.
In row number 11, we have Ryan Godfrey and Anthony Harden. Row 7, we have Brandon Hinton and Clover Shepard. In row number 8, we have Andrew Morrissey and Kyle Peacock. In row number 9, we have Mr. Judson Curtis and Jonathan McIntosh. In row number 10, we have Will Weber and David Bersecki. Row number 11, we have Justin Clapper and Tyler Waltz. Row number 12, we have Tony Burleson and Todd Perrant. In row 13, we have Brandon Yates and Jim Smith. In row 14, we have Derek Underwood and Steven Prosser. In row 15, we have Cameron Goley and David Lewis. In row 16, we have Chuck Burley and Keith Vaughn. Row 17, we have Thomas Wynn and Tanner Honeycutt. Speaking of Tanner, congratulations to him for the new baby girl. Row 18, we have Brian Sousa and Cooper Brackens. Row 19, we have Jim Jackson and Colton Jackson. Row 20, we have Cody Deek and David McConnell. In row 21, we have Sam Boutwell. And Will, that is it for our field this evening.
41 trucks, 70 laps here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're in for one heck of a show. It has been a mix of tracks throughout this season as we're waiting the pace lights to come off of that pace truck. Jacob, as a driver yourself, what do you expect the strategy to be here tonight? Do you try to lay low, try to play off that pit strategy, which we figured it was around the 23 to 25 lap window? How do you really play out the first going of this race?
Oh man, that is a tough question. I would probably say lay low, but ultimately, I mean, the track isn't super big, so if you end up laying low, I mean, then at that point, you could see yourself coming quite a few laps down. So I would be interested to see, you know, how the front pack typically handles this.
As we're coming down here, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, one of those legacy tracks that we all know, home of the Indy 500. It's going to be very cool to see these trucks take the track here tonight. So we have just one more set of corners to go. Just a reminder, folks, if you're just tuning in, 3 sets of tires in the garage, no fast repairs. It's one of the cool things about the Rat Tank Racing League here. You have to be very strategic on how you treat your truck, or it could be the end of the night. We're also seeing a lot of cool paint schemes here tonight. Hot Wheels. Look at the new threads on the Jordan Tross there. Looking good.
Yeah, the little Miami Vice theme. One in particular that I would like to check and see. He always runs a great paint scheme, which is Brandon Hinton, which he is in the pit this evening. So kind of interesting to see. He's having some technical difficulties. Yeah,
called in tonight already there down pit road. Not a good place to start on the drop of the green flag. As it looks as though last week's winner, Jesse Gordon, will stick to the paint scheme. This has already brought him back-to-back victories. as now we are down the longer straightaway here in auto racing. Getting ready to go. Thomas Aaron, Colt Miller will take the green flag across the bricks, and we're racing once again here in the Ratfink Racing League.
Yeah, Colton Miller a little bit shaky on that restart. It looks like he kind of got loose. We'll see. Oh, a little bit of a checkup right there from Victor Etheridge on the backside.
Aaron's still pretty good side by side. Tross and Miller for that second position. Checking in with the field here so far. Anthony Harden having a little bit of trouble getting around these corners. Pretty smooth so far. You see Paul White. Heartbreaking race last week. Just ran into trouble, came back up to the field, ran into trouble again. Still Aaron leading the way here in that top position. You see drivers really trying to figure it out here in this first lap. Already some jockeying going on so far. Still Thomas Aaron leading the way. You see the 63 machine doing good right there. Jacob, that's Justin Clapper as we come along. I believe that will be one lap in the books here in the bricks.
Ooh, and, you know, as always, we always got to give a shout out to Mama Win. Shout out to Mama Win. Typing in the chat this evening. Looks like it is Mr. Reggie Wins, a.k.a. Papa Wins' 61st birthday. Happy birthday to Papa Win. Actually, his birthday was 2 days ago, so happy belated birthday. Oh, big wreck, big wreck.
Oh, big wreck right there as we were talking about birthday parties. Oh, man. I know everybody tunes in to watch the wrecks, Jacob, but maybe not this early.
Ooh, we'll have to see what happened here.
This is going to happen towards the middle of the pack there. Ooh, big pile up.
Oh.
I believe that's Brandon Yates in the 66 I'm seeing so far here mixed up in this. Let me jump to the scoring and timing here to see as we watch this replay. That's Tony Burleson in the 97 as well. And Colt Miller, he started up there towards the front there, Jacob.
Oh, no. What was it? Cameron Gola. Yeah, Colton.
We're seeing David Lewis involved in this as well. Colton Miller. Big pile up here early on, just a few laps into this race.
Yeah, let's see what
I
happened.
believe this is going to be, that's Jordan Tross right there on the bottom.
Oh, Colton just got loose, and then Cooper ends up collecting him.
Man. And that's a great shot of what happened right there as Colt Miller is going to get completely sideways, just exiting that corner. I believe that's corner number 2. Man. And it's not really what happens to Colton there. It's just that big domino effect that's going to happen behind him.
Yeah. Oh.
Man, Brandon Yates. That's the 96 as well. It's the Tide machine, just as we were talking about cool paint schemes. And that's the 96 of Seth Cooper you saw on your screen there. That's going to take the brunt of that. Shows him still out on the racetrack there, Jacob, but currently down in the 25th position. He's losing positions now. I mean, down 22 spots since the spot he started in. You hate to see it early on in this race, but the caution flag waves for the first time here at Indy. And that happened right in a good pack of drivers. I believe that happened right up towards the front with Colt Miller, Jordan Tross. So a lot of those guys that had a really great start already, Jacob. Looks as though their nights already might be over.
Yeah, no, that's what at this point we will end up seeing who is going to make it out of there and who is not. But with that, we are going to go to a quick commercial break as we come on our first caution of the night.
Coming closer, know that I'm a mess. Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath. I run. Falling deeper, I cannot confess. Drowning in the chaos, I can't catch my breath. I run.
Welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway here in the Ratfink Racing League Tuesday Night Truck Series. We were under caution for the first time here tonight. Massive pileup inside of the top 10 involving Colt Miller and a slew of other drivers. Jacob, we're trying to peek inside of the garage from the broadcasting booth here. It looks as though we have about 7 or 8 trucks in the garage or with heavy damage already from that 41 truck field we had take the green flag. So could be one of those races that is a survival of the fittest, or if you're a truck that's involved in some early misfortune, you still might have a chance here down the stretch.
Yeah, no, I mean, the night is still young. I think let's get a few laps underneath our belt, and I can see a decent green flag run at this point. And again, it's one of those things, like I was saying earlier, it wasn't necessarily 4, but coming out of 2 and coming out of 4, you'll see these guys start to get a little squirrely with the cold tires. And then as the tires end up wearing throughout the night, they'll start getting tighter and they'll end up wanting to push into that outside wall. But, at this point, they're going to have to get the tires a little warm to get it to stick, because it's a little slicky coming out of 2 and 4.
That's exactly how that first caution came out. Colt Miller just got sideways by himself. A little bit of an overdrive in the apex of the exit. It wasn't really his issue. It was just the domino issue after that. Such a big field. Right now, though, as we get ready for this restart, no change really inside of the top 10. It will be Thomas Aaron, Jordan Tross, Jeffrey Goodpaster, last week's winner, Jesse Gordon, Victor Etheridge, Paul White, Dakota Reeder, Tom Ringer, Anthony Harden, and Kyle Peacock will be our top 10 here as we get ready for our first restart of the night. Looks as though we were able to get just about 4 or 5 laps into this race before that caution flag flew for the first time. But here we go, folks. The pace lights are off. We're heading down the longest straightaway here in auto racing. Thomas Aaron, Jordan Tross will take the green flag across the brakes. We're about to go racing once again here on a Tuesday night as the green flag waves. Thomas Aaron takes us into one.
Ooh, Thomas Aaron with a little bit of connectivity issues right there. Jesse Gordon out front. Oh, caution is out.
Caution flag waves. Looks as though it's going to happen just outside of the top 15.
I am showing
on the restart.
Yeah, I am showing a lot of red on this restart. Let's see here.
Let's check it out here.
Maybe a little bit of a checkup.
It's Jeffrey Goodpaster I'm seeing. It's going to happen behind these guys.
Oh.
Right there in the middle of the pack. That's the 9. Tyler Waltz in that 9.
Oh, Tyler Waltz had to check up for Judson Curtis and Tony Burleson.
I think it's Tony Burleson.
Yeah, Tony Burleson just gets into the backside of him.
And for Tyler, he switched up his number, rocking this 9. It looks good on that Dodge Ram truck. But Jacob, this season has just been a nightmare start for him. Not the finishes he wants, and he just can't seem to get a rolling finish this season.
Ooh,
Tyler's just
Brian
had some
Sousa.
of the worst luck. Man.
Brian Sousa. I mean, threaded a needle right there.
Look at that.
Oh.
Wow.
You got Todd Perrant. Cody Deek
right there as well. Man, and for Tyler Waltz, that's probably going to end his night. A lot of back-end damage, front-end damage. And then look at this pile up right behind Tyler. Oh, man. Just another residual effect. We're going to have another long list of drivers here in just a moment. That's Brandon Yates, Keith Vaughn.
Colton Jackson.
Colton Miller, I believe, is going to be involved in this as well again. Yep, there it is. Jacob, who's this guy on the bottom here as we're watching live on YouTube?
That is Colton Jackson and David Bersecki locking it up right there.
Yep. Man. And for a lot of these guys, they already had damage on these trucks. Ooh, good stop by the 05 right there. Jacob, I'm seeing these trucks down pit road, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Some of these guys may have to call it a night.
Ooh.
We're looking at oh man, just 70 laps. 70 laps here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're on lap 7.
Yeah.
Thomas Aaron, I would have to say Thomas Aaron and Jesse Gordon. Jesse Gordon now has already worked his way up to second, Jacob. But through all these cautions and everything that's happening, somehow he has jumped up from 8th, 7th position up to second. And for Thomas Aaron, I would say he gets off to these restarts, gets separated by himself, and then the caution flag flies.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to, get the momentum straight out the gate, especially with the cautions that we're having right now. But I could see. Well, I was literally about to contradict myself because I was about to say that I could see Aaron get out in front of Jesse Gordon, but we haven't really had a green flag run to really see what their pace is like tonight.
Yeah, no green flag run at all. Really, I believe the first caution flew as we were coming out of 4 on the first lap, and then that just came out on a restart. So I don't think we've completed one full green flag lap under green. Maybe on that very first lap we did cross over that start-finish line, and then the caution flag flew. But as the field gets ready to go 2x2 again, we get a behind-the-scenes point of view of some of the drivers in the field as we check out Cameron Gully and Justin Clapper in their setups here tonight. We do appreciate those drivers giving us that behind-the-scenes point of view. You can see how locked in and focused they are each night there, Jacob.
God bless. I mean, sun's out, guns out for Justin Clapper. I need to know what workout program he's got going on. And then Cameron Goley, same as him. Need to see what workout program he's got going on too.
I mean, a lot of that W energy powder or something to get those gains going for both those guys. As both of them are looking for their first victory here in the Rat Tank Racing League Tuesday Night Truck Series. Could be either one of these guys. Cameron Gully has had a pretty good result so far this season. See if he can get the job done. Justin Clapper, same thing in that 63 here tonight, though. It's already run into some early issues with the race going the pace it is. Jacob, early issues you could throw in the garbage can and really make up for it the rest of the way. As you see, the field is now ready to go. Pace lights are off of the pace truck. As I'll run through the top 10, really no change inside of the top 5. Thomas Aaron, Jesse Gordon, Jordan Trost, Jeffrey Goodpaster. We also have Paul White, Victor Etheridge, Dakota Reeder, Anthony Harden, Clover Shepard, and Ryan Godfrey will be our top 10 here on this restart. As we're going to see if we can stay green here. 41 trucks took the green flag here tonight. We've had some early retirees. It will be a race of nutrition. Who will get this job done as we head into 3 and 4? Field will come out of 4 as we get ready to go down the longest straightaway in auto racing.
Is it really?
I think so. Gotta be. It's gotta be one of the longest, I would have to say.
Whew. I was about to say, you learn something new every day.
As it takes a solid minute for them to come from 4 all the way to the start-finish line. As here they come. Thomas Aaron, Jesse Gordon gets the green flag into 1.
Ooh, Thomas Aaron kind of cutting in and out. We'll see if, hopefully he doesn't end up disconnecting.
Thomas Aaron to the low side of the racetrack. Jesse Gordon right there. Jordan Trots with a big move on Jeffrey Goodpaster. They're side by side. You see a little bit of those Indy moves that Jesse Gordon there at the top. Already trying to get around Thomas Aaron. As we do have a battle for the lead, Jesse Gordon will pass Thomas Aaron at the top. New leader on the racetrack. Jesse Gordon going back-to-back last week, now leading the way in the 1-0. Takes the lead now side by side once again with Thomas Aaron. A huge battle for the lead at the top of the grid. Thomas
Ooh.
Aaron, Jesse Gordon side by side, wheel to wheel into 1 and 2.
Who's
They're
gonna
also
back
side
out?
by
Who's
side
gonna
for
back out?
second into the corner.
Ooh, who's going to back out? Oh, going. Oh.
Whoa! As they make contact there just briefly. Thomas Aaron, Jesse Gordon again side by side. Thomas Aaron getting a bit squeezed on the low side of the racetrack. Jeffrey Goodpasser there watching from my courtside seat. Thomas Aaron now is going to feel the push from Jeffrey Goodpasser. Has to ride that momentum to the low side of the racetrack. Will he have enough? Still side by side. Oh my goodness, this is crazy, Jacob, as they're still side by side.
Ooh, they are pushing it hard into the corners. I mean, Jeffrey Goodpasser and Jesse Gordon, lost my train of thought for a second. Got a little squirrely coming through 3. Kept it clean, going through the corner, coming out of 4. Now you got Jesse Gordon on the backside of Jeffrey Goodpasser. Looks like he's giving him a push down the front main straightaway.
Whoa, as what a move out of Thomas Aaron to keep Jesse Gordon at bay. Now he has to watch Jeffrey Goodpasser in the 1. These guys are really trading blows up here at the top of the grid. Thomas Aaron leads the way. Jeffrey Goodpasser, Jesse Gordon right there. As we catch a wide shot of the rest of the field. Single file, rest of the way. Justin Clapper looks as though he wants to increase his position.
Yeah, and then it's kind of a little bit of a single file action. We'll see how we look going into the corners. Yeah, just keeping it straight.
Field single file. This is our longest green flag race of the night so far. As we cross the start-finish line, Thomas Aaron still leading. Jeffrey Goodpasser there in that second spot.
Woo!
But you see a battle for third now, right there. Oh boy!
This is the battle I've been wanting to see all season long. Is Jordan Tross and Jesse Gordon just throwing
Battle for
elbows?
the lead. Battle for the lead. Jeffrey Goodpasser goes to the low side of Thomas Aaron. He wants to lead this race here tonight. As we were watching 2 big dogs go at it between Jesse Gordon and Jordan Tross. Jeffrey Goodpasser, oh my goodness, what is going on here at the top of the grid, Jacob? They are just going at each other here inside the top 3.
Yeah, I know, and then we kind of work our way back towards the middle of the pack as well because, I mean, we got a lot of battles going on back there, too.
There's the 76. See a lot of guys there, single file on the racetrack. Inside of that top 25, we do have Sam Boutwell up 25 positions. Thomas Wynn up 16 spots inside of that top 25.
Ooh, we're going 3 wide right now, going into turn 1.
Look at that. All these guys have damage. They are trying to stay in the fight. David Brzezinski, Colt Miller, Tony Burlinson. Colt Miller started inside of the top 5, trying to get back there here tonight. He'll go a little 2 for 1 and get past David Brzezinski.
Ooh, man. They are crazy going 3 wide going into 1.
That's all you really can do. These guys are racing for 27th, 28th, and 26th position. All of them have damage throughout tonight's race, so any little bit helps. You just hope that there are some more cautions. You can gain a few more positions here in tonight's race. I gotta say here, down that straightaway, a lot of guys are trying to take advantage of that there, Jacob. You see a lot of guys pull out of line. You have to know when to pull out, though. If you try to pull out too soon, you're going to kill all your momentum trying to get into that corner.
Yeah, I know.
Right there.
Yeah,
wow.
right there you got Paul White just slightly, I mean, he has great exit speed, but going through the corner looked like he was a little slower, or Jordan just had a lot more momentum going through that corner and had to check up a little bit. Then right there in front of them, you got Jeffrey Goodpasser and Jesse Gordon battling it out for second.
Yeah, and for the 2.5 of Paul White, this is the performances that we're used to. Last week was just a fluke. Started inside of the top 10, ran into some early issues, knocked him back. Jacob, remember, he climbed all the way back up the grid, got inside the top 10 again. Then his night ended. I believe he finished at the 25th position, something wild like that. Was third in the points, took a big hit there. Here tonight trying to make up for all of that last week inside of the top 5. A lot of guys with elbows out. There goes, oh my goodness, it's Jeffrey Goodpasser, Jeffrey Gordon. They make contact inside the top 5 as Jeffrey Goodpasser will take that spot away from Jesse Gordon.
Ooh, now they're going down the backstretch side by side. Let's see if Jesse's going to, trying to do a little bit of some side drafting. Oh, and then you got Jeffrey Goodpasture up into the wall just a touch. Loses a couple of positions to Jesse and Paul White. Jordan Tross right there on the inside trying to make that pass coming through 4.
And nothing comfortable up here, Jacob. They're trying to make everything uncomfortable for everybody up here. Jesse Gordon has cleared that, or I would say just that hornet's nest of drivers.
Then you got Cameron Goley into the back of the wall back there coming out of 4. And then you got, I don't know if there was a late block on Jordan at that point coming into 1.
But you got Dakota Reeder up here now as well. Victor Etheridge is throwing his hat in the ring. And don't look now, here comes Kyle Peacock and Justin Clapper as well into the scene. They are all trying to catch our leader, Thomas Aaron, who is now separated by about a second. All of these guys just battling out. Here comes Kyle Peacock to the inside of Jeffrey Goodpasture. A lot of these guys, a lot of movement inside of the top 10.
Yeah, Kyle Peacock's going to make that pass on Jeffrey Goodpasture. Victor Etheridge running that middle line.
Whoa, watch out, we got a slow truck on the front stretch. Hold up. Hope everybody gets around that truck there. Just slowed up lap. Oh boy, almost turned into the back there. You see Justin Clapper, he's now cracked inside of the top 10. He's up 13 spots as the drop of the green flag up to 8th here in the racetrack.
And you got Justin Clapper
to the low side.
Yeah, Justin Clapper and Victor Etheridge going side by side down the back stretch. See if Victor's going to be able to keep his position. He had great momentum going down the front stretch, but now down the back, it's like he's kind of slowed up just a touch.
One truck that has definitely slowed up just a touch, that is Jeffrey Goodpasture. He's now slid all the way down to 10th. He owns the fastest lap of the race here tonight, but last time by ran a 55.9. So I don't know if there was that contact on the wall to the one machine that has just caused a significant drop in speed. He is losing a lot of speed, a lot of touch here inside of that lead pack.
Yeah, we'll kind of come back here towards the back. Looks like I do believe that is Seth Cooper in the pits. It is indeed Seth Cooper. David Brzezinski and Cameron Goley going into 1, and then behind them you have I do believe that is the 78 of Cooper Brackens.
One of those newcomers in the field, that 78, looking good with that paint scheme. To watch Thomas Aaron continue to lead the way, now 19 laps into a week. Now, oh my goodness, I was going to drop the number right there, but boy, there's so many battles for position. This is Thomas Wynn. You see him in the 71. Oh boy, when you see a truck get loose, this is just ringing alarm bells for me up here in the booth, Jacob, that pit stops have to be right around the corner.
Yeah, no, lap 20 of 70. And what we'll do is we'll take a look at our pit stop stats. No one is pit besides Sam Boutwell. And Sam pit lap, 19 laps ago to make some repairs. So, I mean, at this point, you're really going to see everyone start going in all at the same time.
Still under green here. We see a couple pods breaking up here on the racetrack. This pod includes the 71 of Thomas Wynn, who's had a pretty good season so far this year. Jacob now finds himself up 19 spots as a drop of the green flag. I'd say if Thomas can just get that qualifying honed in and start inside the top 10, maybe inside the top 5 in some of these races, could really increase those results and really throw his name inside the championship contenders.
Yeah, no, and right there you had Ryan Godfrey just brush up against the outside of that wall and lost a decent amount of pace, but ended up picking it up going through the corner.
Single file on the racetrack right now, here live on YouTube in the Rat Tank Racing League. You're just awaiting green flag pit stops. We've had a couple cautions so far here tonight. Longest green flag run of the race. Keep an eye out on our leader, Thomas Aaron. doing a great job here this week. Fought off some, I would say, some early elbows out of Jesse Gordon and Jordan Tross, and I'd say really did a great job of really taking what they were trying to just really give to him there, fought him off, and then separated from both of them. Great job.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I got choked up a little bit. You took my breath away, Will. Sorry.
It's such an emotional story there, just to be able to hold off two great racers here on a Tuesday night. But that great story might be coming to an end because it looks as though Jesse Gordon and Jordan Tross have caught up to our leader, Thomas Aaron. They have laid their swords down. Instead of battling each other, they're going to try to catch our leader here before those pit stops start to go down. And you're seeing it now there, Jacob, down the front stretch. That gap is starting to just dwindle by the second. And they'll continue, I believe, just to ride in this Nokia snake game formation, I like to say, until those green flag pit stops happen. That way they don't lose any kind of pace with each other.
Sorry, Will. I took a drink of water and I about almost died on our broadcast. I apologize. What was the question? I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay. Thomas Aaron leading the way. Jesse Gordon right there. Jordan Tross as well. And Jacob, I would have to say Thomas Aaron is starting to feel it now. The pressure is on. He cannot look in that rear view mirror any longer. Jesse Gordon, Jordan Tross right there, but I believe they're going to stick right there until those green flag pit stops happen.
I think they are going to stay right there, yeah, like you said, until the green flag pit stops happen. Or if we have a not a late caution, but if we have a caution end up coming out. But, I mean, I could see the three of them going into the pits all at the same time.
But I do like the driving technique out of Jesse Gordon to kind of just let them know they're there, kind of poke that nose on that little bit of that edge of a corner as the drivers head in. As we're going to stick around the rest of the grid, no pit stops just yet. We do have some movement around the field as we have another battle brewing inside of the top 25. 41 trucks here took the field. A lot of retirees already. Still have 34 trucks on the lead lap here, 24 laps in. That's great, Jacob. We love to see it. Some big movement already out of some guys who had some early trouble. Colton Jackson, he is up to the 26th position. Cooper Brackens, he's up to 25th. Some of these guys had damage. Tyler Waltz, he's up, moving up a little bit as well. And Brandon Hitton, we saw him start on pit road there, Jacob. He is now already up to the 22nd position as it looks as though some pit stops are starting to happen.
Yeah, no, it looks like we have quite a few guys entering the pits at this moment. Looks like we have Paul White, Anthony Harden, Brandon Hinton, Thomas Wynn.
This is that first wave of drivers. And I'd have to say these drivers probably put a little bit more wear on these trucks inside of the Hornet's nest there. Some of these drivers already have early damage. They needed to head down pit road because that window probably closed a little bit sooner for some of these leaders. As Thomas Aaron, Jesse Gordon continue to stay out. Jordan Tross right there. And Jacob, they have now separated from Dakota Reeder in the 4th spot by about 3 seconds. So that's going to be quite a gap once these green flag pit stops do happen, bearing any kind of caution flag.
Yeah, no, and I would be interested to see if Dakota Reeder's going to end up kind of backpacking off of the main race leaders at this point, because Dakota usually has a decent pace coming straight out of the pits on previous tracks that we've watched him run.
Now, my only question as we watch these green flag pit stops happen here live at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you see Dakota, he's about 3 seconds away from our lead pack there between Thomas Aaron, Jesse Gordon, Jordan Tross, but he's also another 2 seconds away from Kyle Peacock. He kind of finds himself there in pit stop purgatory to where if he heads down too early, he's going to find himself there in that second wave. If he tries to head down with the leaders, he's not going to maybe get off a pit road quick enough and could go a lap down. And so it's this weird scenario that he finds himself in. We are starting to see Thomas Aaron head down, Kyle Peacock head down. Justin Clapper head down. Jordan Tross stays out. He is still out on the racetrack with Jesse Gordon.
Wow, I am shocked we did not see Jesse and Jordan end up going down pit lane with Thomas Aaron. So now we'll see Jordan and Jesse. Let's see if they'll end up coming in on this lap.
Jordan Tross, Jesse Gordon still out on the racetrack. Keep an eye out on that live scoring and timing for you folks at home to see who does head down pit road.
Ooh. Oh, there goes Jordan.
There he goes.
And Jesse stayed out.
Jesse's still out. Dakota Reeder still out. We had Judson Curtis heading down. Clover Shepard heading down. Jeffrey Goodpaster, Sam Boutwell. Victor Etheridge down pit road. Andrew Morris down pit road.
Judson Curtis. Clover Shepard. Then you got Victor, Jeffrey Goodpaster, Andrew Moore, Sam Boutwell, Jim Jackson. Yeah, no, this is the point where you got to time your strategy properly, because if not, like you had said earlier, you're going to end up becoming a lap down.
Yeah, with Jesse Gordon and Dakota Reeder, this is a bold strategy. As Cotton once said, bold strategies do indeed pay off, but this is a bold one for those two guys. As Jesse Gordon will head down pit road now. Dakota Reeder, would have to assume, is going to follow him down. That's going to be our pack right there, Jesse Gordon, Dakota Reeder. But will it be enough, Jacob? They're going to have to maybe hope for a caution flag, or they're going to have to really put a lot of driving in to catch these guys.
Or try and end up finding a group of guys besides himself to get. I mean, this isn't necessarily the biggest drafting track, but ultimately getting a group together to pick up a little bit of the draft down the front stretch and down the back stretch to pick up the pace.
Looking at lap times here. I love this when green flag pit stops happen. You try to predict who the leader will be. As we're starting to see a little bit of a Yahtzee reshuffle of the grid. And I'm looking at possibly Thomas Aaron, Jordan Tross, Paul White being our top three of the track here momentarily.
I could see that. We definitely could see that. But now
29 here. Go ahead.
No. So we have Thomas Aaron in 9. Then has Brian Sousa and Brackens and Honeycutt, have they pit? No, it's been a little bit. Tom's about 22 laps out. Todd's been 26. David Bersecki 22. Cooper Brackens 22. So yeah, no, you got Thomas Aaron, Jordan Tross, and Jesse Gordon, and then Paul White and Kyle Peacock. Once these guys end up pitting, those guys will be our top 5 at that point. And then you got Dakota Reeder and Justin Clapper in possibly 6. I mean, he's sitting 15th right now, but can definitely see those guys being our front runners. But we'll see how the next pit cycle works for the top 8 guys currently.
I'm keeping an eye out on some of these guys. There goes Todd Blunt down pit road right now. As you're creeping up towards the halfway point here on a Tuesday night, we do want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight as we are just in the midst of green flag pit stops. There goes Tanner Honeycutt down pit road as well in that 7 machine. Shout out to Tanner once again, becoming a new dad. What a great week that is, and good to see Tanner taking on the racetrack here tonight. As we're starting to see some battles already starting to brew up here after those green flag pit stops here, Jacob. As we see some of those top 10 names now start to fall out of the top 10, starting to see a clearer picture of who our leaders will be.
Yeah, between Jordan and Jesse, you have roughly about a second. Ooh,
caution's out.
I don't think this is what. Actually, I think this is what everyone was needing at this point. It's showing Jeffrey Goodpaster.
Wow.
Let's take a look.
Wow, that comes at just. Oh no. Oh no, was working in a pack there, trying to gain some speed.
Ooh.
Boy, we're gonna have to find out who was in that pack with him there. I believe that's Shepard,
Victor Etheridge, and Thomas Wynn.
see what happens here. It's the one.
I don't know if Shepard at that point ended up coming up.
I think, to me, from my point of view there, I don't know. That's very tight. That's one of those things where just the slightest bit of contact either way could have caused that. Man, fourth caution of the night here, Indy.
We'll see if Shepard ends up keeping his line. Looks.
Yeah, see, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, looks like Jeffrey just kind of came down just a touch, trying to. Yeah, I mean, the slightest bit Shepard came up just a touch, but I feel like that's more on Goodpasture at that point because he came down a little bit more than what Shepard was. And then, unfortunately, with just the slightest little bit of contact, Jeffrey unfortunately got himself turned.
Another, I talk about some other drivers, but Jeffrey Goodpasture has to be another one of those just this season. Jacob, I mean, comes in, qualifies inside the top 10 most weeks, top 5 some weeks as well, and just can't get that thing across the start-finish line to end it in one piece. But here comes those. Oh, I love to see it. Look at all those markers down pit road here at Indy. That's one of my favorite things about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You get to see everybody's pit window right there.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of guys going down pit road curling. Probably the vast majority of them making a lot of repairs from the early on cautions. But we'll see here momentarily in the top 15 what everyone had taken out of 2 tires, 4 tires, or just ended up getting fuel and getting some repairs done.
As we see these trucks head off of pit road, this will bring us to the halfway point here at Indy, coming off the heels of Jesse Gordon going back to back in that Batmobile. Is a feat that I didn't think we were going to see, as we had 5 different winners to start this season, and then Jesse, of course, goes back to back. Folks, if you haven't already, as we're under caution, if you're watching live on YouTube, on your television screen, or on your phone, we do invite you to go check out the RFRLleague.com. One of the most detailed websites you're going to see. I was actually surfing it to get some broadcasting notes before tonight's broadcast. It breaks down everything for you: stats, race results, standings. It shows a track diagram of last week's race as well, breaking points, everything you're going to need to know about any of the series. There's so many series now launched here at the RFRL. We have a Pro Series, an Elite Series. We have a series that changes models every week as well. You'll see it on your screen now if you're watching with us here on YouTube. Jacob, that thing is awesome, man.
Yeah, no, shout out to Chuck Burley for all the hard work that he's put into it. And, Will, I will have to touch on, some of the new series that we have gotten started. So, again, we've added a new Monday night series. It's the Godspeed series, which is a series that rotates different tracks and different cars every week. So, I do believe the guys are racing trucks this week. I don't know what they're racing next week, but for example, next week they could be racing in the ARCA car, or they could be racing in the O'Reilly's car or the Cup car, and then it just rotates every week at that point. And then we have our Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday, typical, trucks, O'Reilly's, and then our next gen, and then Friday nights and Saturdays, we have now done the next gen series on Friday nights, which is a open series compared to a fix. So if you are, a tinker, or you like being able to fully adjust the car to your liking, there's an open series on Friday. And then we will be having a invite only for the big dogs on Saturday night truck series at that point. So with that, we will still have our Tuesday night truck series, but we will also have a Saturday night invite only, which is, again, some of the cleanest racers to where they can, battle it out for some big prizes on Saturday night.
a lot of racing happening here in the RFRL League. Of course, go check out that website. If you don't know that link, or if you forget that link, it is listed in the description of this live stream as well. Go check out that website for all the information you may need. We might even see you in next week's race if you're watching along with us here tonight. But it is time for a restart. Thomas Aaron, Jordan Tross, Jesse Gordon, Kyle Peacock, Justin Curtis, Dakota Reeder, Thomas Wynn, Victor Etheridge, Clover Shepard, and Colton Miller will take the green flag here. Coming off the heels of our third caution of the night, it is time to go rocking and rolling once again here as the green flag is in the air. We go racing across the bricks.
Ooh, again, the connectivity issues from Thomas Aaron. He is going, oh, Jesse Gordon and Jordan Tross going side by side, a little door banging action going into one.
As they simmer down just momentarily, Jesse Gordon now right on the back bumper of Thomas Aaron. You see Dakota Reeder. He'll go side by side. I believe that's Justin Curtis.
Oh,
right?
my goodness.
Oh, big wreck. Huge wreck off of 2. Hard impact for the 09. We saw a truck flying in the air. That's Jonathan McIntosh. Wow. Hard impact for the 09 in the wall. Let's watch it here. Boy, you hate to see an impact like this, Jacob.
Oh.
Oof. Man. And folks at home, you know, this might be a simulator. You might have wheels and pedals or a full-on sim racing rig. But you will feel that in your arms when you hit the wall that hard. That will not feel great. Oof. That is something that Jonathan's going to shake his arms off after that. And boy, you're going to feel that force feedback. Even if you don't have any force feedback, that wheel is going to jerk out of your arms so fast right there. Oh, man. Just a hard impact for the 09 and Jonathan McIntosh.
Ooh. I will say good work for the rest of the field for being able to check up and kind of clear the chaos at that point. Fourth caution of the evening.
It happens. It happens on these restarts. We get to going. The guys collect each other. They get the tires going, and right there, man, that was a hard impact for the 09, and it's just one of these things where there's not enough room on these corners. Guys trying to make the positional changes and kind of run into that, but you got to time it just right here at Indy, because you basically have 2 corners in one, Jacob. If you really think about this, here at Indy, you're going into one, you're sliding out, coming into that next corner to exit. It's more of a square than an oval, so a lot of these guys really have to get that timing down.
Yeah, no, and you typically also, what I would occasionally do during the races, whenever I would race, I would try, and it's not the smartest, but you can end up picking up a lot of time, but you do tend to get really loose coming out of the corners. But if you kind of clip them, instead of like doing the full rotation through the corner, you clip not necessarily that bottom apron, maybe the person I've been seeing do it a lot, and I feel like he's been able to pick up a lot of time, is Jordan Tross. I've seen him do it a lot coming through 3. He will hit that lower corner essentially and cut it. I know you can do it that way, but what tends to happen is whenever it kind of shifts and makes that little left to right movement, it tends to want to get the truck a little upset, and then at that point you can get really loose. I mean, that's not what happened on that last caution, but it goes back to, you know, what you were saying. Instead of, you know, your traditional, you know, your 1 and 2 corner, you got, you know, 1, 2, 3, and 4 technically in the first 1 and 2 corners, if that makes sense. I know that's a little, you know, confusing, but yeah, the corners are a lot tighter at Indianapolis.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that makes perfect sense. You have a 2-for-1 in the corner. You have to time it just right. No, that's great right there, Jacob. Great breakdown. As right now we're under caution for the 4th time here tonight, just over the halfway point here on a Tuesday night. We had a streak of a different winner each week until Jesse Gordon put an end to that, going back to back here at the ovals. I'd have to say it was a good mix of ovals and a little bit of short track racing there to start the season, but this is definitely a test of skill here tonight for what we just talked about. A lot of timing, a lot of strategy, short pit windows, shorter race as well. But as we get ready for this restart, pace lights are off. Let's go ahead and run through that top 10. Let's check it out. Jesse Gordon, Thomas Aaron, Kyle Peacock, Jordan Tross, Dakota Reeder, Judson Curtis, Victor Etheridge, Clover Shepard, and shout out, because I know they're watching, Thomas Wynn inside of the top 10, along with Colton Miller. Thomas Wynn is up 25 spots to drop with the green flag.
Ooh, you're going to put that commentator's curse on you. Mama Wynn's going to come through the TV screen and get you.
Hey, no, if this puts a curse on him or not, I'd have to say that Thomas has done a great job this season, just really staying consistent. You know, we saw him last season just be one of those guys that had heartbreak, bad luck. This season, I'd have to say, Jacob, we've called out the Thomas winning that 71 a few times for being inside the top 5, top 10, even sometimes racing for the lead down the stretch.
Yeah, no, Wynn Motorsports has been pretty competitive all season. I know, you know, he's not in the race this evening from his early outing earlier, but Colton Miller, I mean, he's usually in the top 10, and then you'll see Thomas end up working his way through the field to get towards the front, and then as well his brother Zachary Wynn. But we don't. He's not racing this evening. You know, he's probably out, you know, rocking out in his band and whatnot. But you know, yeah, no, Wynn Motorsports have been pretty heavy hitters this season. Or excuse me, Wynn Brothers Racing. I apologize.
As this restart's about to begin, pace lights are off. Thomas Aaron, Jesse Gordon, Kyle Peacock, Jordan Tross, Dakota Reeder, Judson Curtis, Victor Etheridge, Thomas Wynn, Clover Shepard, Will Weber. As the green flag waves once again, Thomas Aaron will take us across the brakes into 1 and 2. Lap 39 is ensuing.
See, you don't see it right here. We'll see Jordan coming through 3. We'll see if he ends up clipping that lower side of the coming through 3. Ooh, Thomas Aaron said, let me get out of the way of you big boys, because you guys are battling out. Let's see if Jordan's going to hit that lower apron at that point.
Yeah, Jordan Tross, Jesse Gordon. Oh, Jesse Gordon with a huge checkup to not make contact with the 79. Now off 3 and 4. Thomas Aaron still leading the way. Now into 4 we go. Jordan Tross right there. Jesse Gordon's lost some big speed having a checkup for that 79. Behind him, though, there's Kyle Peacock. A little bit of the Indy style. You saw the break in the air coming off before there, Jacob.
Yeah, no, you see a lot of single file action right there. It's just waiting for one of the guys to clip that outside wall and just get a little loose, and then someone's going to end up checking up into someone. It's just like, ooh, let's just keep it clean.
The battle ensues at the top. Jordan Tross keeps trying to knock on the door. Thomas Aaron, who, hats off, has absolutely taken on a barrage of all the top dogs here in the series and has not given up that position. I did want to shout out the 63 machine, who is now under pressure from Paul White in the 25. Justin, through all the problems he's had here tonight being involved in those early cautions, he does own the fastest lap of the race with a 53 flat, 53-0 for Justin Clapper in 63, who's just knocking on the top 10.
Ooh, is he going to split the gap right here between the 5 of Brendan Hinton and Colton Miller? No, he's going to stay on
to the 93 as well.
Yeah.
You saw him in those early cautions, Jacob.
Yeah, no, he's going to stick to the high side at this point. Then you got Victor Etheridge right there. Oh, I don't know who that was. Clover Shepard into the outside of the wall, just ahead of Colton Miller right there. And Victor Etheridge, just see if he's going to get that draft on the backside of Colton Miller going down the backstretch. Ooh, a little squirrely from Victor. Oh!
in front of us as we were riding on board with Justin Clapper. What a job out of our producer, Jacob Williams. What timing right there, Mr. Director. Call him Steven Spielberg. As we were on board, a crash happens on cue to the driver you were talking about right at the moment. Wow, as the 5th caution of the night happens here. And you called it, Jacob. You called it live.
Ooh, we'll run it back and see what happened back here. But look like Colton Miller and oh my goodness gracious!
Wow!
Oh wow!
Wow! This is a first, folks. If you are not looking at our YouTube channel right now, I advise you to do so. Victor Etheridge, he is going to hold on right here. I believe he's going to catch more air than the Artemis 2 mission here. Let's watch him.
Oh!
Wow. Absolutely somersaulting down.
Oh.
In one of the biggest wrecks I've seen in a truck here at Indy. That thing is absolutely toast.
We'll ride on board.
Oh no, here we go. We're going to ride on board with the 6th of Victor Etheridge. Here we go. Wait a minute. Oh, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Oh, as his sparks fly, as his roof hits the... Oh, wow. Victor Etheridge, my man. We'll have to see if we can't catch up with that 6. Maybe during this break or after the race to catch up with him to see how he's doing after a wreck like that. We've seen 2 massive crashes here tonight, both belonging to Jonathan McIntosh and now Victor Etheridge, both with just, I don't want to call them highlight reel crashes, Jacob, because that's not the word to use, I suppose, but just some of the biggest wrecks we've seen in a long time here in iRacing.
Yeah, no, that one was bad. I mean, I don't know if Colton Miller at that point was just trying to get back behind him. He didn't realize how much space was left between him and Victor. Not entirely sure. We'll, as we're kind of going single file really quick, we'll run it back one more time. Oh, this is actually a good shot right here. So Victor kind of creates the space between Colton himself, and then Colton looks like he's trying to creep up. And then, yeah, I think Colton unfortunately ends up just getting Victor turned at that point.
Wow. And then you'll see that other shot. And we were just talking about these guys, how they were making some momentum after some early issues. Justin Clapper, we were riding on board with him. We were on board with the 63 as we watch this replay here on YouTube.
Yeah, so Colton's staying dead center. If we look, you know, we got a lane. You got the high side lane in this bottom, not bottom, but second from the top. Yeah, and Victor just kind of comes down into Colton right there. And then Colton's trying to get squared away again. Victor checks back up to the high side. And then at that point, Colton's trying to get squared away. He's keeping his line. And then, unfortunately, Victor just comes down just a little bit more and gets himself turned. So right here, Colton's dead center. And then Victor creeps over into Colton's lane at that point. Doesn't give him enough space. They create the separation. Colton's coming back up. And then, yeah, Victor's coming back down again. Colton's keeping his lane right there. And then Victor just kept on creeping over and unfortunately got himself turned.
Wow, and turn he did. Boy. Looks like the X Games here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That was wild for the 6. As during that time, we did have some takers down pit road, which should cause a shakeup inside the top 10. As now Dakota Reeder leads the way. Will Weber in the second position. Paul White, Todd Perrant, Anthony Harden, Ryan Godfrey, Thomas Aaron, remember that name? He was our leader just a little while ago. Andrew Morse, Kyle Peacock, and Jordan Tross will be our top 10 as you see that pit stop infographic on your screen right now. We'll give you an idea who is going to show a lot of early speed on this restart, who may get washed out, and who has to hold on for your dear life when that green flag waves. Because I would say, Jacob, we are starting to creep ever so closely to crunch time here in tonight's race. This is the last couple moments that you have to make some big time decisions in the race.
Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, we're on lap, looks like lap 44. Yeah, 40, yeah, coming up on 44 out of 70, so we have 36 laps to go. I mean, yeah, it's definitely, if we do have another green flag run, so we have about another 25 to 27-ish laps is what these guys were saying that they were getting on a tank, so we would have one more pit stop, and then at that point, you would have like 7 or 10 laps to go, essentially, so we'll see if we get some more cautions throughout this race. Well, green flag will take it away.
We'll see how far we can go here on this green flag run as Dakota leader takes the green flag into one. Paul White with a huge move on Will Weber to throw that tail right in front of that 40. They're
Ooh, 3 wide.
2, 3 off of that first corner. Wow, as we're almost 3 wide off that first corner, Jacob.
Ooh, yeah, Jordan Tross had to check up big time, get out of lane a little bit.
Wow, a lot of scurrying out of the trucks. 3 wide, 2 wide, all the way across the board to Thomas Aaron in the mix there in that 42. He's getting flushed out here just momentarily. Jordan Tross finds himself under fire for the first time in this race. And I was just about to mention that, Jacob, for a lot of these guys that are running 1, 2, 3 in clean air now find themselves in quite a hornet's nest of dirty air inside that pack.
Yeah, now we'll be interested to see. I mean, you got Jordan Tross. Typically, I mean, let's see here. He is running.
Whoa, what's happening to Jesse Gordon?
Oh,
wow. He was having some issues on the front stretch. Wow, sorry about that, Jacob. I just saw him really get into it with somebody on the front stretch. They almost wrecked each other.
Oh, man. Was it Kyle? It looks like Kyle Peacock and maybe, or Ryan Godfrey? Ooh.
They were not asking each other to hang out later. It did not look like that. Definitely not. As Jesse Gordon's going to go to the low side of the rest of these guys. As we watch here on the front stretch, watch this take place here. This is not a friendly interaction down the front stretch.
Is that?
I believe that's Thomas Aaron.
Yeah, it is Thomas Aaron.
That was a bold move out of the Batmobile to absolutely not allow that to happen.
Yeah, he kind of threw a late block going down the front stretch.
Had a little something extra on it there. I believe we might be watching something brew up here at Indy as we watch Jesse Gordon up to 6th. Thomas Aaron not too far behind in 9th. These guys are running inside of the top 5 majority of tonight's race. Now having to put into some work to catch up to Dakota Reeder, who's leading the way in the 85. Thomas Aaron, Clover Shepard, Ryan Godfrey now inside of the top 10. Fastest lap of the race still belongs to Justin Clapper in that 63. But boy, you look past that 63 there, Jacob. There is a lot of guys who have moved up big time in this race. This is where you get into those biggest movers of the race so far. We have Thomas Wynn, Colton Jackson, Tanner Honeycutt, Brian Sousa, Cooper Brackens as well, Sam Boutwell. All these guys are up 15 plus positions to the drop of the green flag.
Another interesting name to see out front, that is going to be the 69 of Todd Perron. And I don't know if it's just because he hasn't pitted in a while. Let's take a look. Yeah, 17 laps since the last pit. So yeah, no, it's interesting to see him out there, out front.
I'm interested to see how Paul White, Anthony Harden can continue on this run. If we continue under green, you saw on that graphic, they just took fuel. They didn't take tires. That's the only thing that really concerns me here. Still looking good so far with those lap times. Haven't seen a big drop-off just yet. But those two guys inside of the top 5, they got to really be hoping for a caution. As lap 49 now. Great shot of that front stretch here at Indy. A packed house here on a Tuesday night as we are live on YouTube. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this broadcast, comment your favorite drivers. We've seen some shout outs already here tonight. Jacob, we love to see the fan section of some of these guys.
Mm-hmm. Nope, Mama Wynn always tunes in. Ooh, a little bit of a checkup right there from Thomas Wynn. Speaking of the Wynn family, him and Brandon Yates about to go side by side down. What is this, 3 and 4? About to come down the front stretch. Thomas Wynn going to make the pass at that point.
Ooh. Oh, I love this shot right here. The drone camera down the front stretch at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Big time motion right there. Ooh, as we see a truck get sideways here on that camera view. For the truck, big time issues coming off of that first set of corners. That's Thomas Wynn right there. As mentioned, a lot of these guys up big time spots. Brandon Yates here in this pack. At 66, he had some early race issues, Jacob. Now finds himself in contention to maybe get a top 15 out of tonight's race, depending on how this race plays out. Now with 20 laps to go here on a Tuesday night, Dakota Reeder leading the way in the 85. Doing a great job of leading the pack down the front stretch. Anthony Harden, Paul White, Will Weber, Todd Perront are top 5 across those bricks. Things have settled down here. You see that awesome picture here at Indy. Great shots from our producer, Jacob Williams, there up here in the booth. Keep an eye out on some of these guys moving and grooving through the field. There's Paul White in that 2-5, currently up to third. Jesse Gordon, Will Weber, not going to go side by side for that spot.
Yeah, Todd
Perront in the 69 is going to feel the heat as we're going to ride on board with Jesse Gordon inside of the Batmobile, Jacob, as he takes us into 3 and 4.
Yeah, no, we'll see. He got a little loose coming through 3 and 4, but then made the clean pass on Todd Perront. Todd ended up hitting that wall right before they got into 3. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, you saw the move out of Jesse Gordon. He looks as though he's a man on a mission there, Jacob, just driving with reckless abandon. He doesn't really care who he's, quote-unquote, pissing off right now. He's just locked in, trying to make it 3 in a row.
Yeah, what's the saying, rubbing is racing, essentially? Sometimes you got to pull out all the tricks in the book, man, to be able to get your way towards the front.
Absolutely, and he's going to find himself amongst a lot of these guys who want to pick up their first victory of the season. That includes Paul White, Anthony Harden's up here, Todd Perront, Thomas Aaron's trying to break through, Will Weber. Oh, boy! They could have just collected each other as we were just rattling off their names. They all made contact. Will Weber right there. He's under 5 from Clover Shepard, one of those new names. They're going to go side by side, almost go door to door here across that start-finish line. Into 1 and 2. As we're starting to see the volume pick up just a little bit here, Jacob. I knew it was coming. The anxiousness you can start to feel creep into this race.
Yeah, no, Thomas Wynn kind of throwing into the wall right there. He was throwing a little. I mean, Thomas is a pretty clean racer. But man, he got 96 into the wall right there. But what I was trying to say. He had a couple looked like a little bit of some late blocks from Thomas. I don't think it was intentional or anything, but coming through one, it was like he kind of pulled out in front of a couple of guys. I was like, ooh, I wonder if he's, oh, goodness gracious, oh my goodness.
No! As Thomas Wynn is collected into the wall, Brian Sousa, that's Brandon Yates in the 66. Wow, Seth Cooper in the 96, I believe, collected the 71. And oh my, Jacob, that is just, oh, Mama Wynn, you've been watching all night long. You're going to hear us here on the broadcast. And you just gave us a great compliment saying it's the most entertaining thing on TV on a Tuesday night. And We wouldn't blame you if you turned it off at this point, because this is, boy, another heartbreaking finish for the 71, Jacob.
Yeah, no, and it just the watch it real time really quick. Just gets loose. I don't know what was that.
Oh.
Like, I don't know what the.
Oh no! Don't tell me! Don't tell me!
Looked like a little bit of netcode right here towards the end. Because I mean,
oh, don't tell me the netcode bug got our.
yeah, because Thomas, yeah, look,
Oh, that's so bad.
he was
That
gonna
is so bad.
save it.
I wish we could zoom in. Can we zoom in on the side of the 96 to see how bad that really was? Because that's got to be one of the worst right there. I mean, there was really no contact at all after the initial contact here. Watch. Guess iRacing figured since they were in each other. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty bad.
Oh, boy, folks at home, you know, if you watched the NBA Finals last night, you thought that was bad. This is going to be up there with that. I mean, this is pretty flagrant, as you would say in basketball. That was wow. You hate to. That just doesn't make it any better there, Jacob, for Thomas winning the 71, who looked as though he had another top 10, possibly top 5 finish coming his way if things kept going his direction. He was really moving up through the field, gaining a lot of positions, finding a lot of speed. He was really linking up with some of these fast trucks. Boy, man, we don't have favorites up here in the booth, but we do have guys that we wish good races for, and the 71 definitely one of those guys. But unfortunately, not going to be the night here tonight, Jacob.
No, unfortunately, it is not. I'll be interested to see if he. I mean, it's showing he's still back out on track. I mean, let's see here. Or do it. I mean, he's back in the race, so he's coming out of the
still
pits.
get something.
Hey, you know, he's gonna get some points. He's gonna give it all she's got.
And that's all you really can do to close out the night here on lap 54. 6 cautions here in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're going to step aside for just a short break. We're going to come back for the conclusion of what has been an absolutely crazy race so far. We'll be right back here in the Ratfink Racing League. Welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. My name is William Tiller, joined up here by Jacob Williams. We're under caution for the 6th time here tonight as the pace lights are off. We're getting ready to rock and roll here on a restart. Brandon Hinton, who started the race on pit road, will be our leader here on this restart.
Is he?
Dakota Reeder,
Oh, wow.
Paul White, Jesse Gordon, Anthony Harden, Sam Boutwell, Kyle Peacock, Thomas Aaron, Todd Perrant, Clover Shepard. As the green flag is in the air, Brandon Hinton in that 5 takes us into 1.
Wow. You know, Brandon Hinton started, I don't know if he started from the pits or if he was having some technical difficulties. But, man, out front, you know, we got, what is this, 13 to go. So be interested to see if Brandon can end up staying out front.
Brandon to the low side of the racetrack. There's Paul White. Talked about his misfortunes last week. Trying to get to a victory lane here tonight. Already with the break of draft. Not only on the front stretch. There goes Brandon Hinton in the 5. Still leading the way. Paul White, Dakota Reeder, Jesse Gordon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single line off the corner.
Man, it was. I thought Jordan was going to end up riding out front with Paul White and Dakota and Jesse and all them. But man, he is riding back there in 8th, but he's kind of creeping his way through the field. So we'll see if he's going to end up being able to get into a podium position. Oh,
Huge wreck! Huge wreck! On the entry of the corner, Jesse Gordon will be involved. A lot of huge names. As I was just about to mention, Paul White taking the lead. And I'm speechless up here in the booth. That was a wild wreck involving some of the biggest names here in this series.
absolutely.
Wow. Dakota Reeder, Jesse Gordon here on this restart. Going into 1 and 2. Everything's pretty warmed up here.
Oh,
Oh, no, you hate to see it. And you run out of racetrack.
oh,
They collect the 47 as well. Thomas Aaron.
oh,
Man.
oh! Jordan's gonna squeeze on by that little weasel. Look at him right there on the outside. Oh, I knew
Some
he was going.
fans are going to collect some souvenirs as pieces of the Batmobile go into the stands.
Oh, Anthony Harden. So did Jesse end up creeping up into Dakota Reeder's lane at that line? Let's take a look here.
I'm gonna let you call that one there, Jacob. That one's a tough one to call up here in the booth. Both of these drivers are not going to be very happy about what happened right there. Man, and both of those guys, I'd have to say week in and week out, it's basically victory or not. You know, we talked to some of these guys when they finish on the podium, and they sound like they've lost the race. For both of these guys, oh man, I can't watch it anymore. It's tough to watch.
I mean, it was this. I think it was just the slightest little bit of contact. I mean, I don't know if it was just a. I mean, oh my goodness.
Oh, and then look at that huge pile up behind him. Oh man. You're going to have a lot more names involved in this in just a moment. We have trucks still down pit road, coming off of pit road. Jeffrey Goodpasser was going to be involved in that. Brian Sousa, Colton Jackson, another one of those trucks. Jim Jackson, I believe, is involved as well. David Bersecki, Andrew Morse, Sam Boutwell. Cody Deek, still down pit road, hasn't entered the track again yet. Boy. I'm not seeing Thomas Aaron yet. We did see him involved in that, but I don't think he's taken on as much damage in that. I know Thomas Aaron's still up in the 3rd position.
Yeah, no, I'm shocked he did not go into the pits to get some damage repaired. But now, you know, what I was saying earlier, Jordan Tross was like in the 9th, 8th position. Now he's in the 4th after that last caution. And now, this puts us on lap what is this? We are coming up
60.
Yeah, so 60, and then we'll be on 61, I do believe. So then it'll be 9 to go.
And Jacob, I know how you love it when I throw out little stats or little tidbits of the race. This is a fun fact for you here as we creep up to 10 laps to go, folks. There's only one driver inside of the top 10 currently. Actually, you know what? Let's make that the top 15 that has a race victory in the Ratfink Racing League. I'm talking about across all series. We look at the likes of Thomas Aaron, a newcomer here in the Truck Series, Paul White, Brandon Hinton. None of these guys have won in the trucks except for Jordan Tross. So every single driver inside of the top 15, all seeking their first victory inside of these trucks.
Ooh. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see. Definitely a newcomer would be Kyle Peacock. I want to say he was in the top 10 last week as well. But he comes from the ATC boys, Jordan Tross, Judson Curtis, and I want to say he also races in it's another league called CRL. I think it's Clean Racing League or something along the lines of that. Which that one is really, I mean, if it's the same one that I'm thinking of, it's really invitation only. So, and the three of them, they're heavy hitters, again, Judson Curtis, Jordan Tross, Kyle Peacock. So if I was a betting man, I think Kyle Peacock might squeak out a win on the upcoming laps.
Yeah, I'm looking at the scoring timing as you were just rattling off some names there. It may be one of those homer picks or obvious picks, but I got to roll with Thomas Aaron. I think he's done a great job here tonight. I'm curious about the damage on that nose, on how much that's going to slow him down. But the way he's been able to hold off, throw some great blocks here to some of the best drivers in this league, I think if he's able to get back in that clean air, the rest of the field may run out of laps. But of course, we haven't, Jacob, mentioned a name that we know here on this restart is going to give it everything he can, and that's Jordan Tross in that 79. I believe he is just going to be a man on a mission on this restart. He's going to give it everything he can, get on that gas pedal right away. He's one of the best restarters here in the Ratfink Racing League.
Well, it is their time to shine, and another fan favorite is going to be Brandon Hinton. Again, still out front in the second position. We'll see how this restart treats him.
Here we go, folks. Base lights are off. We're coming off the last set of corners. Getting ready for unofficially the longest straightaway here in auto racing. Seems like the longest straightaway.
I was going to say, I love how you put unofficially.
Unofficially. Paul White, Brandon Hinton, Thomas Aaron, Jordan Tross, Kyle Peacock, Clover Shepard, Keith Vaughn, Todd Perrant, Ryan Godfrey, Will Weber, as the green flag is in the air. Already a big block out of Paul White. He goes to the top side of the racetrack as we're into one.
Ooh, I'll be honest, I wasn't necessarily paying really, really close attention to Paul White, but it looked... Oh, man, going 3 wide.
Ooh, keep it clean there. Oh, we are not clean. We are clean up here, but we are not clean on the rest of the field. That's the 8th caution of the night. Waves here just as we come off of corner number 2.
We'll run back that that restart really quick. I did not... I don't know. I think this could be a penalty on Paul White coming to the stewards because he ended up changing lanes
before the start-finish line.
He did indeed. Yeah.
A lot to sort through here on this restart. Paul White might be EOL'd. We also have Justin Clapper. Oh, man. Just going to get clipped. It just looks like to me they're just going to get... Don't tell me this is going to be another one of those...
Yeah.
No, that's actual contact right there. Okay, all right. Don't feel as bad about that, but it's definitely not something you like to see.
Yeah, unfortunately,
But it's
Justin ended up coming into Judson's lane right there, trying to maybe he thought he had a little bit more room than what he thought he had, and then ended up getting in front of Judson.
I think that's too good not to repeat again, as Judson and Justin both collect each other here on the racetrack. Wow. For Justin Clapper was working through the field. Judson was doing a great job as well. Kept seeing that name bounce inside of the top 10, top 15. Definitely going to watch Judson in next week's race as well for Justin Clapper in that 63. Boy, if he can get that thing rolling out of the garage, get it going again, I hope to see him back on the racetrack, Jacob, because it has been just a slew of DNFs for that 63 to start the season.
Yeah, I know, and man, that's Justin. I will say, actually, let me take this back. Let's take a step back. Judson and Justin both were showing a lot of pace tonight, and unfortunately on that restart just ended up collecting themselves. We'll see. We just saw it kind of pop up. We'll see if Judson, it didn't look like it was a lot of damage, but he is in the pits, so we'll see if he can get the repairs done quickly enough to get back on track and maybe work his way through the field. But, you know, we are coming up on lap 64, and then we'll be on 65. So, I mean, ultimately, if we have a green flag run, he has about 5 laps to work his way through the field.
And it is very early to be talking about points coming in only about 5 or 6 weeks into this season. But right now, I'd have to say, Jacob, this is all of these drivers a chance to really grab a lot of points, as our points leader, Jesse Gordon, came into this race with I would have to say, a comfortable lead at the top. With a DNF here tonight, finishing outside of the top 25, that's going to put a big dent in that points lead. Especially if Paul White, who after last week's race really would like a come up, if you will, a victory would do it for the 2-5 after last week's just debacle of just bad luck after bad luck. Here tonight has worked his way through the grid once again, up 7 spots to the drop of the green flag. And now we're almost creeping towards overtime territory again, Jacob. Paul White needs to hang on here for these next 7 laps or so.
Ooh, yeah, no, I will be shocked to see this go into overtime, but also it wouldn't surprise me either. A lot of the guys on the restarts are getting a little antsy. Let's see if they can keep it clean, but I will say the most shocking portion right now for me is still Brandon Hinton right there in that second position. You know, still is running 21 lap old tires. So, I mean, he has enough fuel to get it, but we'll see if he has enough rubber to get him towards the end.
Folks, as we get ready to wrap up here on a Tuesday night, we do invite you once again to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. That's a little thumbs up button if you're watching along with us here on YouTube. Go ahead and share it out as well to all of your friends, co-workers, or fellow drivers about these next 5 laps, 7 laps or so, or catch the replay once it gets uploaded to YouTube. But we will have a live finish for you here in just a moment. Pace lights are off. And Jacob, I believe here on this restart, it would be fitting with the passing of Kyle Busch here on this 8th caution, our 8th restart of the night with 8 laps to go. We'll make this a track-only restart. We'll let the track noise do its thing here once the green flag waves. As we'll run through the top 10, as we get through the last set of corners, it will be Paul White, Brandon Hinton, Kyle Peacock, Thomas Aaron, Jordan Tross, Clover Shepard, Keith Vaughn, Ryan Godfrey, Todd Perrott, and Will Weber on this restart. Pace lights are off. We'll have just about 8 laps to go on our 8th restart of the night. Paul White trying to get his first victory of the season. As promised, 8th restart of the night, 8 laps to go. Rest in peace. So the most winningest driver of all time, Kyle Busch, as the green flag is in the air. Let's go racing. As we come back on the air, huge wreck off of 3 and 4.
They know how to ruin a good thing.
Wow, exactly. This is why we can't have nice things always making me break up here in the booth there, Jacob. Wow, that was, I mean, every time we talk about rowdy, it gets rowdy on the racetrack, and I believe that will put us just in the realm of overtime here at Indy. As we'll watch here what brought out our 9th caution of the night. That's going to involve Thomas Aaron and Keith Vaughn down there at the bottom. I believe that's the 69 of Todd Perront, Will Weber in the picture as well. Jacob, I really, I got my broadcaster hat on up here. You see some other drivers involved in this as well. Tanner Honeycutt in that 7. Going to see him briefly on your screen there.
Man, Todd.
But it seems as though...
Sorry.
Go ahead on that.
No, I just watching this through. Let me see if I can get us Todd Perront in board.
Wow, what a huge pileup from that point of view.
Man, bangs off of him and just it's just a roller coaster. So I just don't know if. Oop.
Oh, I think he just got loose by himself. Much here in the entry of the corner, I think he just gets a little sideways, and it's just that little bit of bump on that quarter panel that just sets everything off.
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, he comes into Todd, and actually Shepard gets into the back end of Todd, and then gets Aaron a little off centered, and then it just sends him into the wall.
If we could ride on board with Todd Perront, I want to see where his wheel movement is on the point of contact here. I believe he's loose. I think he is just a little bit sideways. You see right here. He's trying to get that thing to the bottom. I think he might just run out of racetrack right there.
Yeah, you can hear.
Entry of the corner. He's trying to get it down, and it just won't go down. Man, that's tough. That's tough right there. And I was going to mention there, Jacob, if you've been watching our broadcast here on YouTube, maybe you stepped away. Maybe you're one that does a audio only. Maybe you're at the gym, work, whatever the case may be. A lot of the names we called out to start this race, or you stepped away, have all but vanished outside of the top 10. The only guys that really remain from the first half of the race are Jordan Tross and Paul White, the only 2 drivers. We're talking the likes of Jesse Gordon has now been retired. Dakota Reeder is retired from this race. Thomas Aaron out of this race as well. Boy, Anthony Hart, I'm looking at this list. Colt Miller, Victor Etheridge, Stephen Prosser. You're going to see finishes from Jesse Gordon, Dakota Reeder in the 32nd and 33rd positions, Jacob. Just a crazy, crazy turn of events in the last 15, 20 minutes or so.
It's been, just these bigger fields. It's just, I was trying to get my words put together, but man, these bigger fields just end up just collecting a lot of people. And it's just, it's one of those things, just everyone just learning the word called patience. Just just patience. But man, it's just, everyone's antsy to try and work their way through the field. And I mean, and I will say this, especially for guys that aren't, used to it, whenever you have a 40, I would say anywhere between 38 to 43, truck or car or field size, I mean, your adrenaline, because it's happened to me personally, your adrenaline is just pumping because you're like, holy cow, like, this is a lot of guys. Like, I got to start trying, like, moving through the field, or if not, like, I'm going to get left in the dust. But, man, ultimately, I think it's just one of those things where you just stay patient, and you'll ultimately end up working your way through the field that way. But sometimes a lot of these guys just get real antsy, and it's just like, all right, I gotta start making moves. And ultimately, I think that's what ends up biting a lot of these guys. They start overcorrecting, they start getting loose, and then they just make minor mistakes, and then at that point, it costs them their race.
And Jacob, I do want to check with you here as we creep up on the last of the corners here. Pace lights are off. Is this our first attempt at the green-white checkered? I'm seeing we're on lap 68, 69.
So we will be coming up on 69. So yes, this will be our first attempt for our first green-white checkered.
Folks, we only get 2 of these. We only get 2 of these green-white checkers. This is going to be crazy on this restart. Here we go. Pace lights are off. Who will it be? We only have Jordan Strauss, Paul White, our top 2 contenders, I'd have to say. Jordan Strauss does have a victory this season. Paul White still trying to knock on the door. I believe Paul may have a victory. We'll have to double check here. I'm just as anxious as these drivers are as well.
I'll let you take it away, Will, but then, actually go ahead and take it away.
Here we go. Pace truck is pulled off. Paul White, Kyle Peacock, Brendan Hinton, Jordan Tross, Keith Vaughn, Will Weber, Tom Ringer, Clover Shepard, Todd Perrant, Ryan Godfrey. Green flag is in the air. Overtime has begun. As Paul White takes us into one. We're side by side for the top 2 positions. Jordan Tross and Kyle Peacock. We're in the first set of corners. Coming off of the corner, we still have Paul White leading the way. A little bit of shifty of position right there. Jordan Tross now trying to knock on the door from Paul White. East to the inside. Not enough on that exit. Now still looking on the back of the bumper of the 25 of Paul White. You see a lot of movement inside of the grid. Paul White doing a great job of blocking that 79 of Jordan Tross, who's still trying to get around here. Jacob coming off a 3 and 4. White flag right around the corner.
And I don't know what the stewards are going to say, because Paul White did it again. He ended up crossing or changing lanes before the start finish.
Here we go. Coming across the bricks. White flag at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The final lap. The race is official. Paul White takes us into the first set. He is smooth on the low side of the racetrack. Jordan Tross right there as well. Kyle Peacock trying to put his name into the mix. I believe he'll run out of the racetrack. Paul White comes off of 2. Now going to head into 3 and 4. Jordan Tross still trying to catch some momentum.
Trying to break the draft.
He'll catch the air. He's right there, though. Here we go. Jacob into 3 and 4. He has to stay with him. Paul White, Jordan Tross, going to be a heavyweight battle coming off the last of the corners. There's one. We have one more set. Into 3 and 4. Paul White still holding it down. Jordan Tross coming off the corner. Here we go. This will be the race. Down the front stretch. Jordan Tross, Paul White across the bricks. Who will get it done? It will be Mr. White taking home the victory at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Paul White taking home the victory on a Tuesday night.
Oh, man, what chaos back there in the back. Let's see here. Congratulations to Paul White. But got a little squirrely at this point.
As the field wrecks coming off of 4. I believe this happened in about the 15 to 20 range right there, Jacob. Oh, for Jeffrey Goodpaster. Oh, man.
Ooh. Yeah, Jeffrey Goodpaster's been caught up in a lot. Thomas Wynn. Man, another truck airborne of Colton Jackson. And then you got the 55 of Derek Underwood. Oh.
Thomas Wynn's going to be involved. Tanner Honeycutt. You see some guys just driving through it to that start-finish line. Wow, Justin Clapper just putting a cherry on a crappy night there for the 63. Wow. This is off of 3 and 4. Now in the last set, this is 4. And it's just going to be everybody just trying to get that last little bit. Man. What a finish, though. I mean, just another incredible finish here on a Tuesday night.
Oh! Low love tap.
Another different winner. Paul White in that 25 was one of the contenders that I'd have to say was just trying to break through. Does so here tonight after last week's misfortune. I think he may have used that as a little bit of motivation, Jacob, because here tonight just did an incredible job staying clean. He wasn't really involved in much. Strategy kept putting him inside the top 5. And boy, what a great victory it was here tonight across those bricks. As we await those podium finishers to get ready here to be interviewed, I'll run through the top 10 here unofficially before we get to those official results later. As Paul White, Jordan Tross, Kyle Peacock are top 3. Brandon Hinton, Will Weber, Keith Vaughn finishes in the 6th position. Tom Ringer in the 7th. Ryan Godfrey, Clover Shepard, and Judson Curtis finishes inside the top 10. What a finish here, Jacob, as I believe our podium finishers are ready, and you're catching up with one of those new names we talked about. That's the 83 machine of Kyle Peacock.
Just give me 1 second. I'm getting him pulled up now. Kyle, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Well, you are live in the booth with myself and Will Tiller. Walk us through those final closing laps on how you ended up securing that podium finish.
Honestly, with all the cautions at the end, we just kind of had to play the draft a little bit. I got a bad restart, so it kind of, because I started outside on the front row, but got a bad restart, but it kind of allowed me to tuck in behind Jordan, and yeah, I kind of just had to play the draft and get what I can get. I think I got a bad exit out of 2 on that restart, and it kind of just sent me back. It kind of ruined my chances of competing for the win, but definitely happy with the 3rd place.
Heck yeah. Now, Kyle, is this your 2nd or 3rd race with RFRL this evening?
I believe 2nd.
Awesome. Now, walk us through, track conditions and whatnot. Was, typically what I'm accustomed to is whenever, the tires are fresh, going through, essentially coming out of 2 and coming out of 4, it gets real loose. And then as the race progresses, the truck tends to get a little bit tighter. Now with kind of more of the aero package that they've kind of revamped a little bit. Now, is the truck just handling a little bit differently, in the dirty air, or is it still back to, getting tight with older tires and then, a little loose out the gate?
Honestly, it's kind of a mix of a little bit of everything. Like, obviously, the dirty air, if you catch it in the wrong spot, it'll get you tight, but I was building loose still. Like, I mean, maybe that was just with how hard we were pushing at the end there, just keeping a lot of throttle in it, but definitely, I'm not a big fan of dirty air, and you definitely felt it here. It was wasn't the best thing.
Gotcha. Will, you got anything for Mr. Kyle?
Well, I wanted to ask you, Kyle, as you finished 3rd here tonight, it just felt like one of these races where strategy kind of went out the window. You kind of had to take a few gambles in this race. Is that what you kind of feel as we're about 5-6 weeks into this season, where it's kind of like you have to take these gambles a little bit more strategic week in and week out?
I mean, there's definitely 2 strategies there. Like, I had some teammates that were saving after. I think they were gonna have to stretch it 26 laps at the time when they decided to start saving. But I honestly kind of had a feeling we were gonna get some cautions and whatever. So I was just trying to keep it in the top 10 during that whole run. Wasn't really too worried, but I'm glad it worked out. Definitely, with all the cautions, I could have easily gotten caught up in one of them. I think one towards the end. I mean, not the last 2, but I think maybe the 3rd one prior. Actually, it was a pretty close call. So just happy to make it out here with a clean car.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, Kyle. And with that podium finish, we're excited to see what you have in store for us next week. But we do love to give you guys the opportunity to shout out anybody that put you on the podium here tonight, or anybody that you may have had watching at home.
Shout out to Ally Motorsports, Jordan Trass, and just you guys in the booth and everyone who helps put on this league, man. It was fun tonight.
Awesome, man. Well, it's fun watching you take home that third place finish here tonight. That is the driver of the 83, Mr. Kyle Peacock. Jacob, great run out of him here tonight. One of those new names we need to keep an eye out for as the season ticks along. It seems as though we have a newcomer inside of that podium each week. But it is time to catch up with a driver that, not a newcomer, that we know very well on this podium here tonight. And Jordan, I believe you have a little bit of a podium streak going on here to start the season. It was tougher here tonight. Elbows out racing, a lot of low line blocking. It was a tough go of things. Take us through your point of view of tonight's race.
Yeah, I love this track. I mean, it's definitely one where you gotta know how to save tires for the long runs, and I don't know, the short runs were pretty chaotic. There's a lot of people over driving and just, I don't know, driving over their heads tonight. It looked like. I mean, a lot of the top finishers didn't finish, and it was tough to watch. I mean, I don't think I've had a 0x race this season, and I feel like I had a perfectly clean race. Other than that, I mean, it was a fun race for me. I managed to stay clean and avoid the wrecks, but just didn't have anything there for Paul at the end. Needed a few more laps green.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that finish there. It looks as though you may have had an opportunity coming off of 4 if you really wanted to get aggressive and break off, and he probably would have followed you. You two probably would have made contact there. Was it just a conscious decision to maybe, okay, I don't have enough there at the end, we'll just push him across, or how are you kind of feeling in that moment?
Yeah, I mean, I had a chance to maybe get him coming to the white as well, but I'm not gonna wreck someone for the win. I want to try to get side by side as cleanly as possible. And Paul's never raced me aggressively. We was always been really clean, so I wasn't gonna put a bumper to him or nothing. And second place is pretty good. I've been battling Jesse for the championship, and it's gonna be a big jump in points this week. And so yeah, just trying to keep it clean. And we got a road course next week, so that should be fun too.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I was just looking at that on the schedule, Lime Rock. So it is an old school road course that we're going to. But as you just talked about with those point standings, of course, we saw Jesse Gordon's going to finish not particularly where he usually finishes. Paul White's going to get the victory. That's really going to bring all three of you guys a lot closer in points. Do you like that coming in and week out, that you really have to perform to kind of keep your status in those point standings?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't matter a ton until the chase starts. You want to be fairly high up because there are some bonus points going into the chase. But realistically, as long as you're top 5 or so going into the chase and points, you'll have some points to go in with, and then it's just trying to be clean through the chase races. Yeah, it was a fun race, and we got some green laps today, and just hopefully we can continue to clean it up, because we really did more pacing than anything else out there today. But it was some fun racing there with Peacock. We had some we were working together fairly well, just couldn't quite get it done there on the final restart, missed a few corners, but Paul put up some great laps there at the end, and it was fun.
Absolutely. Jacob, anything for Mr. Miami Vice here tonight, bringing out another different paid scheme here on the 79?
Yeah, no, nothing for me, but as always, Jordan, congratulations on the podium finish. And I was during the broadcast, I was saying earlier, I don't know if Jordan's going to end up going to be able to work his way through the field, because I think it was a couple cautions in, or excuse me, right before the cautions, towards the end. I think you were sitting at like what, 9th or 10th, and then those last couple took out the race leaders, and then you just slowly but surely worked your way up and got yourself towards the front. And I was like, huh. Somehow he always squeezes by, especially whenever Jesse and Dakota got into it, and you kind of hit that lower apron going through one. I was like, he just squeezed right on by. He got lucky on that one.
I was actually fuel saving there, so I think I would have been the only one able to make it. We had to save 2.5 to 3 laps of fuel to make it to the end there, and I was within half a lap of saving enough, and I don't think anyone else could have made it. But we couldn't go green, so it didn't matter.
Gotcha. Well, anyways, Jordan, congratulations again. And then, as always, we always let you guys have the floor during your closing interview. Any special shout outs or team recognitions that need recognized this evening?
Yeah, thank you guys for the broadcast, and thanks to everyone at Ratfink who puts these races on. It's been fun, and thanks to everyone at Alloy who runs Victor and Kyle, Judson, David, and I were all having pretty good races. Unfortunately, Victor, Dave, and Judson got caught up in wrecks, but Kyle and I managed to get on the podium here tonight, and overall, still a pretty decent points night for the team, and can't say nothing bad about that.
Perfect. Well, congratulations again, Jordan.
Thanks again.
That was the driver of the 79 machine, Jordan Tross. And Jacob, not only will Jordan walk away with a second place finish, he also, on the very last lap of the race, takes home the fastest lap of the race as well, with a 52.6 for the 79 machine of Jordan Tross. But even the fastest lap of the race couldn't catch the man who becomes our fifth different winner this season, breaks that three-peat that Jesse Gordon was going for. The 25 of Paul White had been knocking on the door to start the season, ran into some just very unfortunate bad luck last week, makes up for it here tonight, getting to burn it down, kiss the bricks here at Indy. Paul, take us through your first victory of the season and what a crazy race it was.
Yes, sir. Actually, it was a crazy race. Started out, man, this race I thought was going to be I guess what y'all used to experience last season, which I didn't race with you guys last season, but a long green flag runs, and it looked like that's what we're going to have. Fortunately for me, we cycled through. I was probably staying up top 5 or so the most of the race, but there at the end, we had a caution, came out, and I dove into the pits and put tires on. It was probably about right before the last long green flag run. I know Jordan and they pitted right after the next caution, and they were going to make it on fuel, I thought. So when they pitted, I think it was like 25 to go, 27. They jumped in, topped off. I stayed out with Dakota, gave me the track position back, and when that went green, man, we pretty much stayed up front, running our own race, and the caution came out with about 15 to go. I was fixing the pit, literally, like within 3 or 4 more laps. Caution comes out, we all put on tires, and the rest was just, track position. And this is a track position game. You get that clean air, stay up front, and here we are, winner circle. So it was
absolutely burning it down.
Yeah,
absolutely. No, I think you did a great job there, though. Inside of that top 5, you had to deal with those 2 late restarts, including a green-white checkered restart as well. And just kind of go back, I touched on it a few times during the broadcast. Was last week's performance a big motivating factor here tonight? Because I just feel like last week you started great, you had some bad luck, you had to work back through, and then even more bad luck. So here tonight, it just seemed like though you locked in, like you mentioned, you were inside of the top 5 all night. Did that play any role in how you performed here tonight?
Absolutely. Last week, I actually felt very confident in Atlanta. And going back to last week, what did me in was the green flag pit stops. I shot myself in the foot. I got caught speeding going in, 40-second hold, pretty much ruining my night. At one point, I was 2 laps down and got back to 1 lap. A caution came out and saved me. So yes, last week was I hung my head down low, finished 9th, I believe, and it just was come here with no one. I have the speed to run with these guys, so to finally get that monkey off my back and put one under my belt. Now, unfortunately, we're going to a road course, so I don't think you'll be calling my name very much next week. So I'm glad I got it tonight.
Right. I believe you did make up a lot of points from last week as well, because Jesse Gordon had just some bad luck here tonight, and that's going to really open the door for both you and the 79 machine of Jordan Tross to really tighten that championship battle. And great to hear that you are a part of that mix here early on in this season, Paul, and you get that first victory of the season. And with that, you get your first opportunity to shout out any sponsors or anybody that you had watching at home that watched you pick up that first victory.
Well, just actually, I'll give a shout out to my wife. My wife lets me do this. I do it a couple, 2 or 3 times during the week. So I thank God she she puts up with me doing this kind of stuff. Um, and my buddies, Team Extreme Fear. I race with Colton and Jim, and actually Jim and Jim, the Jim and Jim show. So them guys, they good moral support, and they work together with me good. So shout out to my team and you guys for the broadcast, man. It's so much fun to go back and watch these replays and see how you guys call the race, and then obviously RFRL, the league itself, to give us a place to race. So just a big shout out to all you guys and anybody watching out there, and if you guys want to come out and put it on the track and run with us, bring it on and let's have fun. So thank you guys, and just enjoy the moment.
Yes, sir. Thank you tonight for putting on an incredible performance, and congratulations on your first victory of the season. I don't believe this is the last time we're going to see you in victory lane. Congratulations, and good luck next week at a road course. It doesn't sound like you're excited, but at least enjoy this one for a little while.
Yeah, I'll soak this one up for a while. Next week, not so much.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time. That is the driver of the 25 machine, Mr. Paul White, picking up his first victory of the season here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And Jacob, Paul, like I mentioned, had been knocking on the door. We see a few of those drivers that really break through. He was one of those guys here tonight. Just an overall crazy race on a Tuesday night. And some of our podium finishers actually mentioned it. Some of those big leaders, or top dogs, if you will, didn't have a chance to finish this race. So it felt kind of funny for some of these guys on the podium.
Yeah, no, like you had said, it was definitely chaos, chaos filled, especially towards the end. Again, on the, within the top 10, we typically don't see, in the next gen series, we usually see Will Weber, Keith Vaughn, he is usually a middle of the field guy. Tom Ringer, we see him on the podium quite a bit. Ryan Godfrey, he's a new one. Clover Shepard, he's a newcomer as well. Got himself a top 10, and then Judson Curtis, unfortunately, Judson got caught up into one of those late cautions with Justin going into one, but he ended up getting himself a top 10 as well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and run through those official results. As Jacob just did the top 10, Judson Curtis will finish in that 10th spot. And we see some names that really got some great finishes here tonight, Jacob, through all everything that happened there at the end. You see Tony Burleson finishes in 12th through all the caution flags here tonight, gets a top 15. Cooper Brackens, a new name, finishes 23 spots. Good from the drop of the green flag in the 13th spot. Brian Sousa, boy, Jacob, did you call his name out a few times here tonight? He avoided wrecks. He was involved in some wrecks. Still somehow finishes 14th here tonight for that 60. Great run. Tanner Honeycutt, a new dad. Happy belated Father's Day to Tanner, who just became a new dad this week. Gets a top 15 on the same week as well. Shout out to the 7. Andrew Morris comes home 16th. Brandon Yates 17th. Jim Jackson 18th. Cameron Gully 19th. Justin Clapper 20th. He has one of the best laps of the race with a 53 flat. Colton Jackson finishes 21st. Derek Underwood 22nd. Cody Deek 23rd. And then we're going to get into the long list of guys here, Jacob, as we do every week, that just wish their Knights had a little bit more fortune or good luck. And some of these guys are big names. We look at the likes of David Bersecki, had some issues here tonight. Jeffrey Goodpaster, boy, he couldn't avoid trouble on the racetrack. Thomas Wynn, we saw him battling, was inside of the top 10. Unfortunately, got caught up in one of those just last lap wrecks for the 71. David Lewis, Sam Boutwell, they actually did pretty good in tonight's race, racing up to the grid. Thomas Aaron, man, from starting on the pole position to finishing in the 29th position, he is going to be not happy going to a road course next week. Jim Smith finishes in 30th, Stephen Prosser 31st, Anthony Harden 32nd, and this is where our podium finishers we're talking about. Jesse Gordon, Dakota Reeder will finish 33rd and 34th. Here tonight. You talk about a huge hammer in points for both of those guys. And I believe, Jacob, their incidences happened with less than 10, 15 laps to go, if I'm remembering correctly.
I do believe I do believe you are correct.
Yeah. So that's not going to make it any easier for both those guys. Getting through the rest of the field here, Colt Miller finishes 35th. Victor Etheridge, we saw him with the somersaults, just one of those crazy wrecks. Probably one of the most intense wrecks I've seen in iRacing in a long time. Seth Cooper finishes 37th. Tyler Waltz 38th. And then Jonathan McIntosh, one of the hardest impacts I've seen in iRacing. He's definitely going to feel that. He called it a night after that. I could see why. He finishes in the 39th position. And then Chuck Burley, our architect of the RFRL League website, comes home in that 40th position. Folks, it was a great race here at Indy. We didn't have a lot of cautions until we did. We had about 3 or 4 cautions towards the end of that race. Big names out of it. Dakota Reeder, Jesse Gordon didn't finish inside of the top 25. But the victory does belong to Paul White, who makes it 5 different winners this season, 6 weeks in. So we have Jesse Gordon going back to back. Other than that, we have different winners each week. But as we talked about, we're going road course racing next week here on Tuesday night, 9:40 Eastern Standard Time, taking on a Lime Rock, one of the oldest road courses out there. And I believe, Jacob, it is a concrete surface. So it is going to be very fast and very corner passing heavy. I'm curious to see who the road course ringer is here in this series. Do you have an early favorite in mind as we head to next week?
Man, a lot of these guys love to turn left. I have not seen Dakota Reeder in the Discord talk about road courses, but I would say it would either be a toss-up between Dakota Reeder and Jordan Tross.
Oh, okay. Some early favorites to watch out for. I think for me, you have to keep an eye out on Kyle Peacock, who finished 3rd here tonight, for being one of those road course ringers to watch out for. Other than that, it could be Jesse Gordon. Who knows? We haven't really seen this field, these many drivers, this amount of talent take on a road course yet to really clear out a big favorite. That means, folks, you got to tune in next week, 9:40 Eastern Standard Time. We invite you to go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. That way you are notified every time an upload happens on the channel, every time we go live as well. We do bring you every series live on YouTube. We are only commentary on Tuesday nights for the time being. The rest are track audio only, so you still get that opportunity to tune into your favorite driver. You just won't have me and Jacob's beautiful voices up here in the booth. But for all of us here at the RFRL Truck Series Tuesday Night Series, we want to congratulate Paul White picking up his first victory of the season. Also, shout out to Jordan Tross, Kyle Peacock rounding out our podium. And a special shout out once again goes out to Tanner Honeycutt, a new dad this week here amongst the RFRL drivers. But for myself, William Tiller, joined up here by Jacob Williams. He is the man that produced all those wonderful shots here tonight on YouTube. We want to wish everybody a great night, a great weekend, and we go road course racing next week here in the Truck Series. We'll see you then. Have a great night. All right, everybody, welcome once again to the Ratfink Racing League on Tuesday night. My name is William Tiller. I am joined up here in the booth by Jacob Williams.
Drivers, start your engine!
All right, boss man, fine, hold. Fellas, so have a good day today. Like I said, load all the fans. Thank you guys for coming out. We got a great crowd today. Everybody listening at home. Leave them out there. Everybody enjoy the race. Get it all done all day long. Get ready to go. Good feeling about today, guys. Stay focused, be smart. You guys have been doing a great job out there. Really on the outside. Like for nothing other than the rest of the race.
We're short track racing here on a Tuesday night. And we are thundering and lightning into corner number 1 as this race kicks off officially. Oh no! Big impact to the 6 of Victor Etheridge in the top side. Tonight we are warm and toasty in Homestead, Miami Speedway, the 305. Ooh, you see damage and scrape that topside wall. It's time to go racing once again in the Ratfink Racing League as George Ross in the 79 takes us into corner number 1. Action starting to pick up here off of 2. Oh my goodness, as the machine comes off of 2. It's time for the Tuesday night Ratfink Racing League.